Hey, Canucks fans, with the JT Miller contract now in the books, it's time to shift our focus to center Bo Horvat. I'm Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take on one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Tuesday, September the 6th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. We are past Labor Day. Kids and teachers are back in school. So it's starting to feel a bit more normal now. For me, Gail is the new vice principal at St. Paul's. Sean starts his fourth year at UBC Business School. Jacob's second year film school at SFU, and Kayla going to grade 10 at Hugh Boyd. So that's kind of settling into a familiar pattern or routine, so to speak. Also settling into a familiar pattern and routine are the Vancouver Canucks. Now, we're starting to know this. We know this because players are skating. We saw images of guys like Podkolzin, Hoglander, Tyler Myers, Luke Shen, all working out now. We saw a JT Miller press conference first thing in this morning where he talked about his brand new contract. We talked about how happy, how excited he is to be here in Vancouver for the long run. And then we also saw a Patrick Alvin, the GM. We saw a media availability from him, meeting with reporters earlier this morning as well. So it just feels like we're getting kind of back to normal between the players skating on the ice, between press conferences or media availability with players and management as well. Now, between Miller and Alvin, I don't think either of them said anything too shocking or too newsworthy. Once again, JT Miller had the birth of his son, Owen, joining two older sisters. And then the very next day, this 7-year, $56 million contract got announced. So obviously a very busy, exciting couple of days for the Miller household. And JT Miller said everything we want to hear him say. He thinks this team is very close. He was having fun playing hockey under Bruce Boudreau, this team expects to be a playoff team, and they want to basically pick up where they left off at the end of the season. And all that is well and good. He said he doesn't care if he's a first-line center or third-line winger, as long as he's contributing, as long as he's producing, and as long as that he has a valuable position on the team. So JT Miller, it's great to hear him. He looked relaxed. He looked happy. He kind of said, it was funny, he said he doesn't pay too much attention to the social media, yet he knew everything that was going on because of all family and friends that would talk to him about what the media was saying, what fans were saying. But bottom line, he seems relieved. He seems excited, and I think he's gonna be a major contributor once again. It might not be a 99-point contributor, but as I've said before, I will take 80 to 85 points from JT Miller. Then Patrick Alvin, an hour or so later, met with the media, and he talked about his happiness, his relief in getting the JT Miller deal done. That's something that they want to do. That was the priority. He also talked about the core of the team. He named Miller, Horvat, Demko, Hughes, and Petey as the core of the team, a core that he really likes, says is one of the best in the league. We'll see about that. Said that he was okay with the defensemen, talked a bit about Abbotsford, and then spent a few minutes talking about Bo Horvat, who I led with. Now, I think after Boudreau signed his extension, or at least for the next year, after we got through the free agency and the draft, picked up some new players and new prospects, then, of course, the JT Miller contract signing. Now, the last big story, I think, for this offseason is indeed the Bo Horvat contract extension. Now, technically, we could say that a lot of the same things that we were saying about JT Miller about Bo Horvat, in that technically it doesn't have to be done. You could go this entire season. He's still got one more year left on his 6-year deal, $5.5 million per year. And you could really leave that until the end of the year, but or at least later in the season. But if we've learned anything from the past few months with the JT Miller saga, it will indeed be a distraction. So I think if Patrick Alvin had his way, if Bo Horvat had his way, that they will come up with a deal sometime in the next 2 weeks before the start of training camp. And Patrick Alvin says, we like Bo. He acknowledged there is a gap right now, but they want to get something done. But they said the exact same thing about JT Miller, that they like JT Miller, that he acknowledged there was a gap, but they do want to get something done. So I don't worry. I'm not panicking that Bo Horvat is on his way out, that they're going to trade him. Now, it's interesting. They keep Miller at center going forward. You will have three expensive centers in Miller at $8 million, PD at $7.3 that he makes now. He'll make more in the future. And then whatever Horvat's next contract is going to be, That's a lot of money tied up down the middle, but you can always move PD or Miller to a wing, and then Horvat's truly your 2C instead of your 3C. But I just think of Bo Horvat. He's my favorite Canucks player, my current Canucks player right now, and he brings so much to this team on the ice and off the ice by virtue of being a captain. On the ice, we know he's very durable. He's a good point producer. He's never going to get you a point per game, but he's always consistently in the 50, 60 points per game range. So basically 0.75 points per game throughout his career. And we know he's a face-off demon, a beast in the face-off circle. We know how hard he's worked at improving his skating stride and his speed. So he always seems to be improving his game. He's never going to be the best defensive forward ever. He's never going to be a Bergeron shutdown type guy. He's never going to be the best penalty killer ever. That's simply not his profile. I think in Horvat, you have a solid offensive contributor who can win faceoffs, who can play tough minutes, and who's a good leader on and off the ice. Now we talk about his leadership off the ice. As the captain of this team for the past few years, he's basically borne the responsibility for a lot of tough seasons. So it can't be easy on him. It can't be easy on anyone put in that position. In the locker room, I believe him to be a good leader. I wouldn't say he's the best leader ever. There are some rumors about rifts in the locker room over the past 2 seasons. I don't worry too much about that. I don't equate it to Linden, Messier, Horvat, Miller, not at all. Horvat and Miller seem to get along really well, and both publicly and privately. But he's great in the community. I've witnessed it firsthand at charity events, and he's a wonderful face of this franchise. So all to say, what will Bo Horvat get in a contract extension with the Vancouver Canucks? I've heard a number floated around about $6.5 million from someone I know who knows people in the organization. So there's that. That makes sense. He's making 5.5 now. Is he going to make $7.5 million? I don't think so. But then at 5.5, what type? 6.5. What type of contract are you looking at? Is it 5? Is it 6 years? A couple of years younger than Miller, of course, but a couple of years older than PD and Brock and Hughes and those guys. Or is it going to creep up to the $7.5 million range, and then it gets a little bit more dicey given the Canucks already challenging cap situation. So bottom line for me, I would love to see a Bo Horvat extension. I love to see it come somewhere in between the $6.5 to $7 million range for about 5 or 6 years. But I'd love to know what you guys think. And tell me, on this day, September 6th, as the Canucks come into town and start skating and we start to hear and see more of them, are you worried at all that this Bo Horvat deal might not get done before the start of the season? And then this, as opposed to the Miller contract, will become a distraction throughout the rest of the season. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know what you have to say. Shout out to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, and to Perform and Transform Personal Training and Weight Loss. Thank you, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang, and all Hall of Fame and franchise members. And thanks to all of you for supporting me on this channel. As always, subscribe if you'd like to, like this video if you'd like to, become a member or upgrade your membership if you'd like to, leave a tip, a super thanks if you'd like to, and definitely leave a comment down below if you'd like to. How excited are you about hockey returning, and what do you think is going to happen with Bo Horvat? Put a contract extension prediction in the comments as well. Finally, if you made it this far in the video, 8.5 minutes in, why don't you just, hockey's back. Maybe that's what you should type in the comments, and then I know that you made it all the way to the end of this video. Hockey's back. Okay, friends, if you're on Twitter, go see my tweet about a chance to win a brand new pair of Vessies as well. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Have a great day. God bless, and go Canucks go.